Please welcome to the stage Zillabyte.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Roger from Zillabyte, and I'd like to tell you a story about one of our customers named Bob. Bob works in sales at a payment processor, and he's noticed over the last 2 quarters his best deals have come from sales. He's really interested in replicating that. Should he do cold calling? No. Let me show you a better way. He comes to Zillabyte, and he's given this prompt: find more companies like. Bob remembers his best deal from last month, Umami SF, and he enters that URL in here. Now he's presented with, would you like McDonald's? McDonald's makes central IT decisions. He knows that's not a very good customer. He votes no. This sounds like a good place. Sure, he'll throw that one in there. Gary Danko. Bob's actually been to Gary Danko. He definitely wants all that cash flowing through his payment processor. As Bob continues to train the algorithm, let me tell you what's going on underneath. We've created unique attributes for tens of millions of companies, and we're performing cluster analysis right now and helping Bob model his ideal customer. Once Bob's done training the algorithm, he's going to apply our similarity filter. It's going to whittle down the number of people he should be talking to from tens of millions to something more manageable. Now let's take a look at the top, because this is really where Zillabyte comes to life. You can see that the primary reason that these customers are being suggested is that they use OpenTable. That's pretty interesting. Bob knows anecdotally that's probably true as well. Well, let's take a look at the minor signals as well, things that Bob may not have thought about. So these companies have PDFs on their website. That's pretty cool. Like, they probably have their menus there. And they have Animoto. That makes total sense too. This is often used by restaurants to put up videos. Let's take a look at a company on the list here, Upstream Brewery. So Upstream Brewery, look under operations here, you'll see, yep, PDF links, OpenTable. That's why the algorithm threw them in there. But this company actually is in Omaha, Nebraska. And Bob's not interested in getting out of San Francisco just for now. So he's going to go back, and he's going to add a new filter here. He's going to put geography. And Bob's just going to tailor it here for San Francisco. He's going to apply that filter, and he's going to see companies there. So this is our customer recommendation engine. It is Pandora for leads. And let me show you the next feature we're working on. It's called a Zillabyte Alert. And this is where Zillabyte really comes to life. So we come here, and Bob's going to be notified daily through his email when a customer comes into this cluster. So if there's a restaurant here in San Francisco that installs OpenTable, Bob's going to be notified. Now, maybe you don't care about OpenTable. That's fine. What if you sell social media management software? Someone installs Facebook. That seems pretty compelling. Or what if you sell customer support and you want to know when user voice is installed? That's the power of Zillabyte. We're unlocking this business web that's only been available for larger companies now. We want to democratize that ability for every company on the world. So that's, Bob's not our only happy customer. We just completed a case study with another customer who indicated to us that their conversion rate went up by 35%, something we're very proud of. We're able to impact their bottom line right away. So that's Zillabyte. It's Pandora for leads, and we'd love to help you impact your bottom line.
Cool. Okay, awesome. Panel, Robert, I see you nodding. What do you think of Pandora for sales leads?
I want to put in there, find me people who are using Amazon so I can go and turn them into Rackspace customers. Can you do that kind of level of, like if you were at OpenTable, you would want to see if anybody's on a competitor of OpenTable so you would know somebody's coming into your market. That's right.
Some of the signals are more obfuscated. The overall thing, like, so we can do subdomain analysis, so I hope they don't mind if I give a specific example, but you can say, does zendesk.twilio.com exist? So you can gather some business intelligence that way. The overall way to think about the problem is that there are easier things to model right away, but everything can be modeled, you know, as we make progress and as we get more users.
Cool. I think if you look at it from like the way sales works, if you tied it in with LinkedIn, that would be good, because it's not just the company, but usually, you know, good salespeople want to see how they're connected to the folks there, right? So if it was integrated with LinkedIn, I think that. We
actually have that integration. We didn't show it today, but you can add a social filter and you can see people within your first and second degree connections.
So it's funny, you describe it as a sales solution. It strikes me it's actually more of a marketing solution. I would try and sell to the VP of marketing and the lead gen folks who are going to be trying to prospect, and instead of I should call this company, it's I should drop a campaign to this company and then try and drive my funnel.
Yep. To be frank, we're indifferent who wants to pay us, but we think this is a great way to undiscover, especially with self-service platforms, have very limited information about the external attributes of their company.
How do you get paid, by the way? It's almost like the data scientist, right? Like Josh was like, there's somebody who sits between marketing and sales who's like this data scientist that never existed before.
So, I mean, at least with our companies, it's very rare that salespeople are actually just straight up cold calling. They want a qualified lead. So most companies now have a separation between a marketing team that generates leads and then the salespeople execute on
Yeah,
it.
like all the companies out in the expo hall, they're going to collect, let's say, 800 business cards. Can you scan those business cards and put that in there and get some commonalities of what their salespeople should go after right away?
We can determine, we can use the machine learning to discover any cluster in there. So the answer is yes. We don't have that built yet, but that's something that can be. The key is this, it's a business-centric database.
How do you get paid also? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry?
How do you get paid? How much do you charge?
So right now it's a freemium model. So we want the recommendation engine to be free to increase distribution, and then we'll charge for the alerts. We'll probably do something like one alert for $100 and then scale it up to like as many alerts as you want for $1,000 a month. In conversations with on customer discovery visits, we know our customers are paying somewhere between $10,000 and $100,000 a month for this data acquisition for lead demand generation.
How accurate is your engine? You know, I've looked at building this stuff before for, you know, some things that I did when I was an operator at Google. Like, you know, some of your first leads was Visit Reno Tahoe, which, you know, again, is not a restaurant. And then you had a couple other things like the San Jose downtown website as some of your top leads on
Yep.
demo.
So that's another key point is that that's another reason we wanted to make the freemium model, to be frank. It's a probabilistic model. I mean, you can prune it, you can have a data scientist sitting there all the time, but you're always going to have a bad lead in the top 1,000 for sure, and probably even in the top 100. So that's why I think that it's best to make that product free and then learn from it and then build on with the alerts where people can build more custom signals.
How are you going about kind of validating this with early customers?
So if you go around the valley and you go to any startup, they're probably building a web crawler and they're looking for a specific HTML tag. And they're saying, once we get that tag, let's find out who that point of contact is. So I think we're just trying to scale that process. And if you just ask your portfolio companies, almost every company in the valley is doing some variation of this.
Awesome. Any more questions? Let's hear it for Zillabyte.